We're back now with Georgia Erger, who's a Wingate Foundation intern for the Baum Gallery. And Georgia, this has been exciting for you to see the first student show, I guess, since you've been here.
Definitely, it's been really great.
So tell us about what has been your role as far as helping them get everything installed, or?
Yeah, obviously Dr. Young spoke about it before, about the selection process. So when I came in, the artworks were selected, and it was Barclay and I went through the gallery, and we kind of thought about what pieces interacted well with each other, where they would be best viewed in the gallery. So we set it out, and we took into account what the students wanted, where they wanted their work. And then the students actually installed their own work, but myself and other Baum staff were here to help them with the process.
Now this is James Spickard's work here, and we have 4 pieces.
Yes.
So can you tell us about and then we'll get a little up close and personal with a couple of them, but tell us about his overall entry.
Yeah, they're really fascinating. So you can tell that they're very technical, and they have a lot of detail to them. In these works, he's all focusing on cicadas, which I think are very common in Arkansas. I think people that from Arkansas have a very personal connection to it, and he certainly does. So throughout the series, he has his shadow boxes here, where he's created these really beautiful, intricate drawings of cicadas and sort of natural. They almost look like kind of traditional curiosities that you would see in old galleries and homes, and he has them beautifully framed in these wood boxes, and there's something very systematic and serial about them. And then you move into these pieces, which are individual ones. The one behind you here, it actually has cicada shells in it that he's collected and backlit, and then there's these beautiful ceramic pieces that he's done above, where he's also incorporated the imagery of the cicadas into the pieces. So there's a nice play between the actual artifact and then his artistic interpretation of them, and how he's blended that all together to create this really unique piece of art that's in some ways, is it a homage to the cicada, or is it an more scientific examination of it? I think there's a lot going on that he's really delved into in his work. And then these ones are actually interactive. This one, you're welcome to touch it, and it actually activates a sensor in there, and the piece moves when you press it.
Which is great. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
and it's made of an old light bulb.
Yeah, there's a light bulb, and you can see in there's springs and screws, and I think he's welded together a lot of really interesting materials.
He's used found objects.
Yes.
So that's a very interesting thing. Along with wood, tree bark, acrylic, and electronics.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I think there's quite a lot of hardwiring between these two that he's how he's managed to create these.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this next one is quite interesting as well.
Yeah, so this one is actually on a motion sensor. So whenever someone moves past it, the lighting changes in the gallery, it activates the piece, and it kind of creates the same sound, and oftentimes it moves as well. So it can have sort of a startling effect when you don't realize it and pass by it. But I think it's an interesting way of for the viewer to encounter the work, because first of all, it juts out of the piece, so that for sure you're immediately intrigued by it, and that extra element of
show the motion. Give us a.
Well, I'm not sure. We're still in the installation process. The wings do move. But I think we need to get them back in before the show starts, and the wings do flutter.
But you can still hear it.
Yeah, it's the same sound almost. So.
Which mimics the sound of the cicadas.
Yeah, for sure.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
So it seems to me that James maybe is a little different from some of the others in that he does ceramics, he does drawing, he does found objects. Talk about the versatility of that art.
Well, it just goes to show his artistic proficiency for sure. As you can tell, everything is beautifully done, and he's clearly very talented at sculpture, drawing, everything. And you can tell that there's a lot of really thoughtful consideration that went into the content of the work too, which obviously just adds an extra element to it. Yeah.
Okay, Georgia, we'll be back. We'll be back again in a moment to look at another setup.